Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel No Mucking About Reviews, where we always get straight to the point. So today I'm going to be reviewing the Delonghi Magnifica S bean to cup coffee machine. Now I've had this coffee machine for 2 years now. It's still a very popular bean to cup coffee machine with all retailers to this day. It's been around years. I'm looking forward to showing you my experiences with this coffee machine. So let's get into it. So let's take a closer look at the kind of functionality on the front of the machine, all the kind of buttons and dials and so on. So what you've got here is your on and off switch. Now every time you press that, it goes through a cleaning process where it's putting water through here. You've got your steam button here for milk frothing. You've then got your single or double long coffee. Now, to be honest, this double long coffee button here is the one that gets pressed in this household probably 95% of the time. On the left hand side, you've got single and double espresso. This one here, the knob in the center, just adjusts the strength of the coffee. And then your kind of twisty knob bit up in the corner here, that is for your milk frothing function. It's actually a water dispenser, so you can actually dispense hot water from there as well. You've got a button just below the main dial here, and that one is to alert you when it needs descaling. Now it will flash red when it needs descaling. Probably happens about once a month in this household, based on kind of 5 coffees a day is the kind of average we go for. But when that does start flashing and needs you to descale, usually it takes me a day or two to get round to it, and it still dispenses the coffee. Right, so I've actually pulled the coffee machine away from the wall now, just so we can have a little bit of a closer look around the machine. Firstly, you've got your drip tray, this little red nugget here. This when it pops up when you've got too much water that's collected in the drip tray. You've got your collection bucket for your coffee grinds, so you can easily just go and put that in the bin. On the side here, you've got your water tank, which can get about 5 cups of coffee in there. You can actually purchase separately a water filter to fit in there, but I haven't purchased that. You've got your cup warmer here on top, but to be honest, that gets about as hot as our British summers. So I don't use that, and I can't anyway because it's underneath the unit. And then finally at the back here, you've got the where you put the beans in, and you've also then got a little knob that you can change, so you can have the grind more fine or coarse depending on your taste and strength. You've also got in here as well where you can actually put in ground coffee should you wish, but I've only used that a few times when I've run out of beans, but it's a nice option to have. One of the big pluses with this is it's just so simple to use. You know, it is very quick in getting you a really top-notch coffee, which has got to be a great thing, and there's no fuss. You know, one of the big things with this as well is that it's a really good price point. You know, currently it's under 300 quid with Amazon, which is slightly cheaper than what I got it 2 years ago. It looks good as well. You know, I think it's quite a nice addition to the kitchen. It's not too much of a unit as well. It fits nicely under here, which is great. And I think the biggest thing is it just makes really nice coffee. You know, it's got to be probably the biggest plus. You know, and it's consistent in its coffee making as well. Every single time, it's a really great tasting coffee. The machine can be a bit noisy. You know, if I'm up early and I'm going to put a coffee on, everyone else is in bed, it does sound a little bit like a lawnmower on rocks when it's actually doing the coffee, but that's only, you know, now and then, to be honest. It's a bit more manual with regards to the milk frothing facility. There are more automatic versions out there, but of course those cost more. The warming plate on top doesn't really get that warm, but I can't really use it anyway. And one of the big things I suppose is that it doesn't alert you when it's low on coffee. So you can put a coffee on and there aren't enough beans in there and it just makes you a weak coffee, and then you kind of have to start again or tip a bit away and put an espresso shot in there. So it would be nice if it did alert you to that. And then also, like, storage wise, it can hold around 5 cups of coffee. Some people might want it to do more, and again, if you start a coffee and there isn't enough water in there, it'll only give you like half a cup. Overall, I've been really impressed with this machine over the last 2 years I've been using it. I always wanted to get to a bean to cut machine one day, and I got there, you know, and I think it was worth that investment. That £300 is still a lot of money, isn't it? But for a coffee machine of this quality, I definitely recommend it, and it does come under a lot of other kind of competitors. You know, mechanically, it's never really missed a beat. It's always consistently made good coffee. You know, when I kind of compare it against some of the other forms of making coffee over the years, I've used like a cafetiere, I've used one of those capsule machines, I also had an AeroPress. You know, don't get me wrong, like the AeroPress was very good, but it was very manual. You could only do 1 cup at a time. You know, this machine is definitely better than all those other options that I've used in the past. And also, I've used other bean to cut machines, you know, at workplaces, at friends and family, and so on, and more expensive units mostly. And this definitely holds up against them, if not even better than those. So there's no doubt I would most definitely recommend this coffee machine. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you found this review helpful. Feel free to put any comments in, and I'll answer any questions that you've got. And check out all my other videos on my channel as well. Just at the moment I'm looking to get more and more on there. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.